Hey friends and family, my old intro there just kind of slipped out. It's a laid back Saturday and I'm just chilling. I see my busybody neighbor is about to cut the lawn across the street. He's probably wishing I would cut mine. I'm not going to today. Well, I will tomorrow, maybe. But I'm going to make another video because it's a laid back Saturday. The day is free and I'm just really enjoying my freedom. It's a typical day where my neighbor, Ray, is out in his garden. He's got his music going right now. He's got Rockin' Chair by the Staples, either it's Mavis Staples or the Staples Singers going. And I know his playlist by heart because he's been playing the same tapes, or rather the same mix CDs for years. Plays the Soul Children a lot. And a couple of blues shouters he loves, So I hear him all the time. I know him by heart. I love him too. I just, I got to hear it because, Ray is my neighbor. I love him. But I knew I was forgetting something else, and I also wanted to talk a little more about Canterbury because I just love Canterbury. But yesterday I did stop by the Imaginarium, not the Antiquarium, but the Imaginarium, which is a consignment store here in Omaha, and they have records. Mostly they're overpriced and in really bad shape, but I bought a couple things there yesterday because they were $5 a piece, and so I bought Black Pearl. This is kind of a soul shouter band from the late '60s that have another album cover where the singer's face is in black and white, really big on the cover. I never liked that album. I had it. And this one I'm glad I waited till now because I can appreciate it more now. I love the cover, number one. But it's not a bad album. There is just a slightly late 60s psychedelic edge to this, but it's more of the soul, white soul type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And more soul R&B than blues. Not really blues, no. So in that sense, I kind of dig this now. And I like the cover a lot. Black Pearl. Always have liked this cover. And it was in pretty decent shape, so I picked this up yesterday. One that I bought that is mostly a real disappointment is this Jacob Magnuson Special Treatment. Now this again was only $5, but I bought it because I have another recording by this guy with Alan Holdsworth, which is the first time I'd heard the guy play. I mean, he can play. But this is Commercial as All Get Out from 1979. This, to me, and I do mean this insultingly, this sounds like the kind of music that porn stars would listen to. Really vapid, empty, pseudo-trendy sounding jazz rock. I think it's really, really well played. There's a lot of great players on here. I'll read some of the guys. They made good money. This music, to me, has no... It has no real discernible personality, in my opinion. It's just made for a purpose. But yeah, he's got all the guys on here. Everyone from Jeff Baxter, Ernie Watts. Jeez, look at this. Michael Urbaniak's on here. But then there's the giveaway. Tom Scott is on here. And to me, that was the perfect example of really, really vapid, commercialized, wallpapery jazz music made for folks who just don't have a clue. Again, if I'm offending someone, that's just how it comes off to me. It's like, geez, this is music made for people who don't know a thing about music, and so you can get away with this. I mean, I'm telling the truth. So this was a big disappointment. I'm going to keep it because, they finally, the last song on here is called Madagascar. It's a good composition. It really is. Now, all these compositions are well crafted. They're playing really well. But the one good song on here, in my opinion, I do think I have pretty decent ears when it comes to music that has any worth. And it just kind of always makes me understand that what I understand about the business is true. Is that the guy is a real musician. He does have taste, but he's trying to make some money, you know. And even the way that it's marketed, you know, it's pretty trendy, you know. Everybody's got the good-looking portraits, and on the inside, the inside sleeve is, again, the marketing. Marketing is space, you know what I'm saying? What's this got to do with music, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully, maybe it helped him sell some records, you know. You know he got laid. I ain't hating. I ain't hating. What do they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game, or whatever the hell. It's the truth, you know. What can you do? The game is on lock. I found two more. This one I paid $8 for, and that's about what you should pay for it. And I've wanted it for its collectability. Not that it's pricey, but just I like this. It's kind of a collector's item to me. Dr. West's Medicine Show and Junk Band, the eggplant that ate Chicago. Now, this is jug band music, you know. You know, it's loosely psychedelic in that some of the song content is kind of psychedelic, you know, the words. But it's straight jug band blues, you know, with the kazoo and everything. The other thing of note about this band is that this is where Norman Greenbaum, you folks that know hits of the 70s, Spirit in the Sky, this is him. He wrote all these songs, and this is his band. I couldn't tell you which one it is. That's probably Norman Greenbaum. But this is an original copy. It's in pretty decent shape. So I grabbed this, and that is a very much an album cover of the times. It really captures psychedelia visually. I love the cover. And the other album I bought was by the band People. They had a hit in the 60s with this song called I Love You. This is where, again, the Christian rocker Larry Norman got his start. And there he is right in the front with the blonde hair. Some of you Christian rockers, possibly who know your history of Christian rock, know Larry Norman. The song I Love You it got on the radio. The long version got the long kind of Iron Butterfly-like psychedelic intro. And then the B side of this album is one long track called The Epic. It's so-so, but again, it's a real timepiece of the period. I would recommend people buying stuff of the 70s or interested in psychedelia and the roots of that stuff. This would be one to find. And I think you can come across this rather still easily, I think. I wanted to vibe just a little bit more on Canterbury because, yeah, that stuff is good. I noticed that Fred got on and did an addendum, and in his addendum, he indeed showed some records that we've all showed, and I'll show mine again. Fantastic. Hatfield and the North. Absolutely. Essential Canterbury. Absolutely. Top of the line here. Absolutely essential. The second one as well, the Rotters Club. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad I found these on Japanese pressings. Just incredible music. And then there's this one that came out afterwards. Afters. Hatfield in the North Afters. And what this is some John Peel or BBC sessions and their singles. All put together on an album. There's my thumbs up. Someone was watching, I forget your name, who I believe you'll watch probably this, and asked if I knew about the muffins, and said he recommended the muffins, and great recommendation. Absolutely, I have the muffins. Mana Mirage. Yeah, these are hard to find. Bought these when they came out because I'm a big Henry Cow fan. Now, I haven't shown Henry Cow, but I consider Henry Cow part of Canterbury. I don't consider it is. Henry Cow is definitely part of the Canterbury lineage. And that's what these guys remind me of. I have that one, and I have their second album, 185. Muffins. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. Great recommendation. and Camel too. I've got most of their albums back there. In the addendum, Fred showed National Health of Cues and Cures. This is definitely the one to have. This is their second one. I'll also show their first album, which I believe Mr. Fortboy 79 found not too long ago. This is not as good as Of Cues and Cures, but this is really good. Really good. Highly recommended. This is what they did after Hatfield in the North. And then the last National Health, DSL Coda. This one is dedicated to Alan Gowan. Keyboardist who was in National Health, as well as Gilgamesh, passed away from cancer. Great stuff. I wanted to show a couple of Steve Hillage albums that weren't shown. Great Steve Hillage albums that you showed. Absolutely, those are great. Aura is good too. This is moving a little more in, trying to move into the ambient era here. As you know, he started the band System 7, 777. And then here is Live Herald. Excellent double live album. Christian Boulez, that guitar player I showed you an album of, he's featured on this album in Steve Hillage's band. This is really good. Good recording, too. I wanted to mention a few more albums that are Canterbury related. Caravan have had numerous members come and go. And one of the bass players they had for a while, particularly around the era of For Girls Who Grow Plump in the Night, was John G. Perry. And he has several albums, I believe. This is the only one I have, but it's beautiful. Sunset Waiting. Once again, this fits perfectly in the axiom of the Canterbury sound, the English, pastoral, prog, with even folk elements, sometimes a little bit of classical or library music elements, maybe you would say. This is a great album, Sunset Waiting. I believe mine is a French pressing on Disque Musique. I can't, or Moors, I can't quite read it. I'm not going to put my glasses on. But yeah, this is wonderful. Another American band that is very, very highly influenced by Canterbury, like the Muffins, but I think they're known even less, but are just as good in their own way, is However. Sudden Dusk, this is their first album on Random Radar. Yeah, same label as the Muffins, no less. This is fantastic. Again, influenced a lot by Henry Cowell, but not just, you know what I'm saying? They come to mind. Top of the Heap, Matching Mole comes to mind a little bit, Soft Machine. I'll show the label, because this was a great label when it was going, Random Radar. I wish I could get my, I'm going to have to upgrade my camera here to get a good in focus of that always frustrates me. This is good though. They have another album called Calling, which is even better actually. This is on the Cuneiform label, which is a very good label. Cuneiform, another progressive rock and opposition type of American based label. Good label, Cuneiform. For me, Cuneiform is one of those labels I don't see it often. Whenever I see it on vinyl, I buy it. If I can afford it, I buy it. Last thing I'll show in this update related to Canterbury is, again, it's the Henry Cowell axis, and it's the band Cassaber, which features Chris Cutler from Henry Cowell, but also the Germans, Goebbels and Harth. I've talked about them, who I just love, as well as Christoph Anders. And this is music that's based on collective improvisation, but these guys play together so well, they sound like compositions. This is really, really excellent. On the Riskant label, yeah, just the most excellent music. Good, challenging stuff. Let me pop this and show the label. Oh, there's a insert. It's a double. Two 12-inch 45s. Really good fidelity. And just really, really excellent playing. So I'm, again, just about to pop some of this music onto my turntable. Sip some more coffee. Drown out all this R&B that's coming from next door. I mean, I've heard these songs hundreds of times. I don't know if you can hear it at all, but it's... Who is this? It's got that good old greasy southern sound, you know. It's the sound of the earth. It's the sound of the people, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. I'm going to drown it out with some good alternative music. Understand me, people. I ain't dissing nobody, but try to understand for a fella like me, you know, been marginalized by a lot of this, you know, ho-hum, say something, samey old lifestyle, you know, not being understood, you know, dealt with a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of abuse, and so I got an attitude and a half about mundane, same old, regular shit, you know what I'm saying? People have, you know, dumb people can really get in your way, make things miserable, and yeah, I had associate a lot of stupid behavior with just that regular sound of life. Not to say that it's dumb. That's what dumb people listen to. And you know I ain't lying. I love y'all.